another one brand tutorial, and this one is going to be all MAC. So I'm kind of going every other one, high-end and drugstore. So I started with Tarte, then I did e.l.f., and now I'm doing MAC. So a lot of you wanted to see a one brand MAC look from me, and I gotta say, with some of these, you know, I've been looking through my collection and saying, ooh, which concealer will I use, or which this or that. With MAC, for a lot of these products, I only had one of a certain kind of thing. So, except for eyeshadows and lips, so I got to be a little creative there. But at the end of this video, I'll kind of review some things for you, talk about maybe some dupes and, you know, other products that can be subbed in for this. The look is a pretty classic look on the face, but the eyes are definitely a fall inspiration, using some golds, some cranberries, and browns. So I'm really happy with the way the eye look turned out, and if you want to see how it all comes together, keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my MAC Pro Longwear Foundation. The shade I have is NC35, and I'm just going to kind of dot this around on my face. This color is borderline a little dark for me right now, as I'm kind of losing my tan from the summer, but I mean, I find that I'm still able to get a good blend with it, and it makes sense and looks normal. I would call this a pretty full coverage foundation. I mean, it's going to really tackle minor flaws around your face. You're going to see a difference in your under eye circles with this. Just blemishes, uneven skin tone, it's definitely going to tackle that and really even things out for you. Didn't have much options for a concealer. This is the only concealer I have. It is Studio Finish Concealer in NW25. So this concealer, I feel like, for some reason it seems like it can be a little dry to me at times, but this is what I have, so this is what we'll use. So I'm just going to kind of go around my under eye and a little bit around my nose. And then I'm going to use my Mineralize Skinfinish Natural Powder in Medium Plus. So this is obviously, you know, it's a mineral powder, and it seems to go on not quite as like fully matte as some other powders, as like the MAC Studio Fix powder does. So I'm just applying this for a little more natural finish to set everything. I do have a bronzer, and it is the bronzing powder in Golden. This does have just a little bit of a slight shimmer to it. It's nothing that I would call major, but it is there. So I'm just going to use my really fluffy brush and just kind of blend this all over. It's not a really deep bronzer, so I'm just kind of using it to sort of amp up my skin a little bit, make it look a little more alive and awake. Next I'm going to use this blush. It's kind of a, let's see, it's a satin finish blush, sort of a peachy pink shade, just a really basic blush color to have, and the shade is Flower Power or Fleur Power because it's spelled like fleur-de-lis. But anyway, get some of that on my blush brush. I do think this is a really pretty blush. It's not an especially unique blush, but it is still pretty. And then I have the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. So this is kind of going to act as our highlight here. So I'm just going to pick some of that up and run it along like the tops of my cheekbones. I actually really like this as a highlight. It's definitely a highlight. So I didn't have a MAC eye primer, so I went ahead and used Urban Decay Primer Potion right there, but that's the only thing. That's the only thing that's not MAC. And then I'm going to start off, this is going to be a real fall type eye look, so I'm going to be using Woodwinked, which is a nice kind of metallic goldeny color, and I'm just going to take my flat brush and pat this right here on the inner part of the eyelid. I'm also just really quickly and carefully taking that around the inner tear duct as well. Then I'm going to take a matte brown, and this is called Handwritten. I'm going to pat this all around the outer corner here, so we're taking high shimmer and we're setting it alongside a matte color, and where those two overlap actually creates a pretty bronzy color. And then I'm going to pull Handwritten right up through the crease just like so. So I'm flipping over the brush, really wedging my darkest shade right in the crease. Then just take a bare, fluffy brush and just blend over all that. Then I'm going to take a shade called Twinks, and this is a really cool kind of shimmery, brownish, almost with a hint of copper or something in it. It's just got a really nice warm shade. And I'm going to run this just right through the crease with a large brush. It's really good about looking deep when it's in a crease, but as it catches the light, it looks a little bit brighter. Then one of my very favorite shades is Cranberry, and so this is a frost shade, and it's just a beautiful red. And so I'm going to tap my brush into that, and we're going to work right off the outer edge of Twinks, kind of overlapping it actually, and just really running that all the way through here. Now I'm kind of cleaning off my brush here, making sure it's clean, and really work on blending this shade. Like, now that there's nothing else on my brush, we're just going to keep going over this area now that the brush is somewhat bare. And you can see that that Cranberry is really getting diffused now. See how it's just, I mean, we can't hardly detect borders at this point. It's just really blending in nicely. I'm taking Naked Lunch, nice light shade here, and we're gonna just use that as close to our brow as possible. And it's gonna overlap a little bit of Cranberry there, but that's okay because we want this to look really nice and blended. But as you can see what's going on here, gold to brown to kind of medium brown up to the Cranberry and then fade it out. So I'm really happy with the way that goes. Underneath, I'm taking Handwritten again with a pencil brush, and this, oops, didn't get enough there. We're just gonna blend this right under the eye. For a liner, not a tough decision. This is the only MAC eyeliner I have, and it is one of the Fluidlines. This shade is called Blitz Glitz. It actually has a little bit of, it's like a black with a little sparkle to it. I got it around Christmas time last year. But I mean, any black, you can't really notice the sparkle much, so any black shade or deep brown would be nice for this look. So I'm just going to go inner to outer corner with this. Now I'm not really winging this out at the end, but I am just thickening it a little bit and really getting it right into that corner so I can bring it down on the underside slightly, just to get more definition to the eye here. Go over it again with a little more of the Handwritten matte brown eyeshadow. Next I'm going to curl my lashes. And I have a mini MAC Zoom Lash. This is the only MAC mascara I have. The formula is a little wet for me, but I do kind of like that brush. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply like a couple of coats to my top lash line and one on the bottom. For lips, I have a lip liner in Whirl, and this is just a real neutral kind of matches the color of your lips type shade, so I'm just going to go all over with that and fill in with that. Then I'm applying my MAC VIva Glam 5 lipstick and some of the gloss in Nymphette. This is kind of a shimmery golden color is how it comes off. I'm really pleased with the way this look turned out. I think my skin really came out looking nice with this look, and I'm happy with the eyes as well. So I'll just kind of run through the products and what I think, you know, could be bought elsewhere and what things I think are really a standout product. This is my MAC Pro Longwear foundation. So as you can see, I've used a lot of it up, and I really do like this foundation. And I got a lot of use over the summer with this, especially because it is just a little bit darker shade than some of my other foundations are. So I do like it. I think it performs very similarly to Maybelline Superstay and Rimmel Lasting Finish. I mean, it has a really similar look on the skin. So not saying you have to go out and buy this, but this is a good foundation from MAC if you're looking for a MAC one. The Studio Finish Concealer, honestly, I will not be surprised if I notice a little bit of a maybe cakey look as the day goes on, or a little bit of settling here in the lines, because this concealer is a little bit dry. So I just, you know, it did okay for coverage, but it's just not really the texture I love so much. As for the Mineralize Skinfinish Natural, this is a really nice powder, and I know I gave this an Emily Award for high-end mineral powder this last time around, because it does have a really nice finish. It's a powder without looking too powdery, if that makes sense. So it gives your skin just a nice, natural, not entirely matte look. So I do enjoy that powder. The bronzer, I'm not all that impressed with. You could find bronzers very similar to this in the drugstore. I mean, it's got a little bit of shimmer. I'm thinking Rimmel Natural Bronzer and Sundance perhaps could be similar to that, but definitely nothing outstanding about the bronzer. The blush is a gorgeous color, but this is not unique. I'm thinking Milani Minerals in Mai Tai, kind of similar to this, definitely the same look on the skin. In terms of a standout product, I do love the Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. I think this, I mean, you look at it here and you think, I don't want my skin to look like that. But I mean, it's a really subtle, nice look in terms of a highlight. And I love how it really, you know, it kind of helps your Cupid's bow kind of stand out, gives your lips a little more pouty look. You can go right on here, down the nose. So I definitely do like that. As for the eyeshadows, I really like this look. But the good news is that I have dupes for all of these. So if you haven't seen my MAC Eyeshadow Dupes video, there are drugstore alternatives to every shadow I used here. So you can get this same look, and I mean, the dupes are exact. Zoom Lash, just not a great mascara, really average to below average, I felt, because it really kind of clumped my lashes together a bit. Okay length here and there, I guess, but not wonderful. I do like the MAC Fluidline, but I would say check out Wet n Wild, check out Maybelline for their cream liners, because they work very much the same, and lips. This is just a really neutral lip, and I do think it comes off with a really, I mean, I like how the matte glosses really give you a nice perfect look to the lips, I feel. So I like the Nymphette gloss. I think that's really pretty. VIva Glam 5 is a gorgeous, gorgeous lipstick, and you've got Whirl here in the lip pencil. But I mean, this neutral, I know I've compared it to Rimmel's Sunset, Rimmel Moisture Renew and Sunset, and a lot of people hadn't been able to find that since I think that shade has been discontinued. So I will keep my eye out for a similar neutral shimmer, kind of medium deep neutral shimmer to compare to that if I can. Final sum up here is that MAC is a great quality brand. It can give you a great look, but there are so many other things out there that do compare. So don't feel bad if MAC is something you think, I can't afford MAC, I'm not gonna follow this look. Well, you know, you can do these things. You can get this look with a lot of different products. I like the foundation, although you can get other similar foundations. I like this Mineralized Skin Finish in both the natural and the shimmer. And yeah, that pretty much sums it up for products that I think are really like my favorite. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you learned a few things about what you will get if you do a full MAC look, and what products may be similar out there too. So thanks again. Bye guys.